morning, everybody. This is Chris. I'm currently on my way to Walt Disney World in Florida. Got up super early. I'm going to try to walk a whole bunch of miles today, and I'll show you some of the sights and the sounds of Disney. We are going to attempt to walk a marathon today, if that's possible, between the Hollywood Studios and Epcot theme parks and some of the resorts along the way. So come along for the ride. Should be a good day. The weather's supposed to be great, and we'll see if we can get a bunch of miles in. Talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, it's mile zero. Let's get going. 7:35 in the morning. Sun's out. It's a beautiful day. Here we go. Early morning look at the Tower of Terror. So we got our first curveball of the day. Got on the path early, but the Skyliner appears to be down, so that's going to make things rather interesting. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. So if you're staying at a Walt Disney World resort, you can get into the parks a half hour before everybody else. So everybody's making their way to the parks right now because the early entry hours, which used to be called extra magic hours, start at 8 o'clock. So the general public, folks that aren't staying here, can get in at 8:30. It's a little bit before 8 o'clock, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin around the boardwalk for a while, maybe check out the Swan and the Dolphin, and then I'll head into Epcot right around 8:30. We'll get a bunch of miles in there before the crowds get really crazy. It is still Food and Wine, and even though it is a weekday, I'm sure it's still going to be very busy. Then I'm going to head back out to the boardwalk, do the boardwalk maybe a couple more times, and then hopefully the Skyliner will be up and running by then, so we can go over to Caribbean Beach and the Riviera, and then Pop Century and Art of Animation to get some miles in over there. If you've seen my videos before, this route's going to look very, very familiar. I'm currently on the path between Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So you probably see a lot of things that you've seen before, but it's a beautiful day, and hopefully we can get a bunch of miles in before the body gives way. But it's sure going to be a whole lot of fun. Good morning, guys. How are you doing? The friendship boats, Swan and Dolphin, are all nice and shiny today. They look beautiful in the morning sun. Be heading over there in a little bit. So have you ever had a long day or been to a theme park and felt like you've walked a marathon? That's kind of what this is. This is an unofficial event. I call them marathon, Disney Marathon Days. But it's a route that I've worked out over the years to get in a bunch of miles at Disney and to prove that you actually can walk a marathon at Disney during the day. It's a route that I've kind of modified over the years, especially when the Skyliner got put in and gave me access, quick access to a bunch of different areas in a very short amount of time. But I don't know why I do this. I think it's a personal physical challenge just to see how far I can go. But it is enjoyable. It makes me feel good when I'm done, although very tired. But on marathon days, I generally don't go on any rides. I do go into some of the shops to kind of browse, but I take very short breaks throughout the day for lunch. And then just to kind of sit for a little bit, give the body a chance to relax. But I don't sit for very long because the body then tightens up and becomes a really difficult time. But anyway, let's see how far we can go. We are on the boardwalk. Going to be taking a bunch of trips around this today. Beautiful morning. So I am on the other side of the boardwalk now. And what I like to do is when we start doing this walk, I'd like to do the outside first because all the tourists are actually inside trying to get breakfast and get ready for the day. Plus it's nice and cool out. A little later in the day, what I'll do is I'll do another spin or two around the boardwalk. But what I'll do is I'll go inside the resorts. I've got a path around the inside of the resorts that I take, and that adds a lot of steps and distance to the walk. But right now everybody's trying to get ready to go to the parks, and they're in the stores getting all their necessities and snacks and breakfasts. And with COVID and everything, I try to avoid pretty heavily populated areas, even though I'm at one of the busiest theme parks in the world. But there'll be time to go inside later when it's a little bit warmer. I need a little bit of air conditioning. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy the morning, and it is amazing today. We're heading over to the Swan and Dolphin. Going to tour around the outside, and we'll then head into Epcot. It's a Friendship boat. It's right over there. So what I normally do is head down this little pathway, but it's closed. They've been doing some work on the outside of the Dolphin Hotel. So we'll have to kind of go up this hill and then down here, and we're gonna go all the way around the outside of the pool areas, get some steps in, and when we finish that, we should be close to Epcot being open. Then we'll head into the park and do a couple spins around there. Friendship boats are loading. It's the outside of the Dolphin. I have to be careful what music I get on these videos because we could get copyright claims, and that's not cool. We are in one of these nooks and crannies of the Dolphin Hotel. As you can tell, there's nobody around here. It's great. You can really get some good miles in. Like I was saying before, I like to hit Epcot earlier in the morning. There's a lot less people and you can get a bunch of miles in. Plus it's a little cooler. Once Epcot hits about noon, 1 o'clock, the crowds really start to pick up, and it makes it really hard to get some good walking in because there's just so many people. It's at that point I really like to take a break and head over to the resorts where it's a lot less quiet, a lot less busy, I should say, a lot more quiet, because everybody's either in the pools or they're at the parks. Either way, it's good to have a strategy when you do this sort of thing. And try not to get too distracted too, because the first thing you want to do is jump on a ride or spend time shopping, and you can do that stuff. You just got to be mindful. My pace is a little over 3 miles an hour. My goal for the first 13 miles is to keep that pace, and then I'll dial that back down to about 2, maybe 1.5 miles an hour after that. Probably about 2 miles an hour after that. I'm going to start getting a little bit tired by the end of the day. But if I plan this correctly, by about 1 o'clock, we'll have a half marathon in, and then can spend the next 6-7 hours just taking our time, which will be fun. Let's head around the pool area. And once we finish this, Epcot should be about ready to open up. It's also nice to come back here because there's really nobody here at this hour of the day. Play some basketball. Do whatever. It's nice. Super pretty this morning. Check out that water. Completely flat. Beautiful reflection. And we have made it to Epcot. We are an hour in, roughly, and we are roughly 3 miles in. So we are on track. Another good thing is the Skyliner is running. So that helps. Head to France. We are over by the Ratatouille ride, and the line goes all the way over there. Crazy. The new creperie. So during International Food and Wine, there are these little stations set up throughout the World Showcase at Epcot. And each of these little stations sells their own little specialty item. And this is Belgium. Heading into Morocco. If you head down into Morocco, there's all these little nooks and crannies down here. You can add a bunch of steps to your walk. There used to be a bunch of shops in here, but they closed them all. And then way in the back, where the restaurant Marrakesh used to be, is now the Florida Blue Medicare Lounge. If you're a member of Florida Blue, you can go in there. I believe it's from 12 to 6 and get some free stuff. We are in Japan. Coming into the World Showcase first thing in the morning is really great. It's deserted. You can really have a good time. At one point, World Showcase didn't open until like 10:30, 11 o'clock. You couldn't make your way back in this way area. As you can see, Mitsukoshi doesn't open until 11. So you couldn't even come into this part of the World Showcase. But I think since they added Ratatouille and Frozen, it's opened up a lot of these areas so you can come in and really experience the World Showcase kind of almost by yourself. A lot of the stores and stuff don't open, but it's really kind of peaceful in here when you're all by yourself. We were here once, back in the 90s. I forget when it was. It was either back in 89 or mid 90s. And a Shogun came out on a horse. I've got a picture of that. It was really awesome. I've yet to see it since then. It was really quite cool. Hi guys. Look at them all. I think they're gonna feed them. Oh, this will be fun. I have never seen this before. Feeding frenzy. Whoa. Heading into Germany again. It's so cool seeing Germany empty. We're in the China Pavilion. This place too is really empty. Hey guys. It's the World Showcase Lagoon. These barges, also called the taco barges, that little ring called the Stargate. At least that's what they're affectionately known as. Rumor is that they're leaving. We'll get a whole new show sometime within the next couple of years. Seems like such a waste. They just take up way too much space and really takes away from the beauty of the World Showcase. Was never a fan. I hope by the time the 50th celebration ends, which is the end of March of next year, these will be gone too. And there's Spaceship Earth. I have no idea what munchlings are.
Guess which one's in here if you know
Oh.
all their scents.
Oh,
I think I got a mystery
blind
because it
box.
smells like stripes.
No.
Crazy.
That's cute.
I wonder where the Noimos went. Spaceship Earth. We're over at the Land Pavilion. Like I said, we're going to spend most of the day outside today. We might hit the indoor stuff later. All right, I'm in Canada. A little bit behind on my second hour, 5 miles in, but I've stopped to take some video and a bunch of pictures, so I'll make up all the time really in the resorts, because there's really not much to see there. So let's move on. In the back of the UK Pavilion. We are in Italy. We are in our second lap around World Showcase. We are 6 miles in. We are right on schedule. I was really kind of hoping to be a little bit further along than 6 miles at this point. I was hoping to be closer to 7. But we're doing good. Hey, Pooh. After 2 trips around Epcot, we are back on the boardwalk, approaching mile number 8. We're going to check out some of the boardwalk resorts, head over to the Swan and Dolphin, to the insides of those as well, and then head back over to Hollywood Studios. We're actually making pretty good time today, averaging about 3 miles an hour, which is good. My goal is to really get a half marathon in before 1 o'clock. Then it's all downhill from there. Well, we didn't get to film inside the Beach Club Resort. It was just too busy. We're heading to the Yacht Club now, and then back over to the Swan and Dolphin, where we'll do the insides of there. This time of day is really difficult because people are having breakfast and getting ready to go to the parks, and the resorts are just really busy. I do want to eat here at some point. Here's a look at the menu. Let's keep going. We're almost at the 3rd hour. It's about 10:25 in the morning. We're about 2 hours and 50 minutes in, and we're on schedule, so we're doing good. All right, we're on a little access road, a little path from the Yacht Club Resort over to the Swan and Dolphin. A lot of construction and stuff going on at the parks today. Hear a lot of big trucks and stuff in the background, but we're doing pretty good. We're making good progress. Looking forward to lunch though, getting kind of hungry. Oh, little cormorant. At the 9-mile marker, we are inside the Dolphin. Hopefully the second third of this walk will go even better. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this was the droid that someone tried to steal. The guy posed as a security guard and tried to take it out. I was in this gift shop and this lady was talking to a cashier and she said, "Yeah, I'm really sad. This is my last day. I'm going home today. The good thing is I get to see my dog." And then she pauses and she goes, "My husband too, but I really miss my dog." And at the 10-mile mark, we are at the Swan Reserve Hotel right across the street. One of the newest Disney hotels. It's a big ballroom way at the top, but it's rented out for functions. We are in the Swan, and the chill frozen drinks stand looks closed. Down this way, if you come in the entrance and bang a right, we've got 2 restaurants, Kimonos and Garden Grove. Let's head down that way. There's Kimonos. Can't really see in there. Or can you? Oh, there you go. Cakes. Here's the Garden Grove menu, in case you were interested. If you come in the entrance from the boardwalk side, to the left is Il Mulino from New York. We'll go check out the menu. Hopefully you guys can read that. If you want to, just hit the pause button. Looks pretty in there. If you come out one of the doors on your way to the lobby, you'll see these nice little fountains. This place is a really cool place to stop and grab a snack. Cute little place. Sandwiches and all sorts of stuff. Cool. Yay! The perpetual drip is still here. This bridge is always dripping, no matter if it's 100 degrees out or if it's 40 degrees out. All right, we're back at the car, and I'm going to show you what I packed for the day. So what I like to do is when I'm doing my marathon, I like to use my car as a sort of a home base. So what I'll do is I'll pack a cooler, and I'll fill it with lots of water, some soda. I know soda's bad for you, but I like it. And some chicken salad. This way you can keep coming back to the car, use it as a base, and save you some money. We all know food at Disney can be really expensive. I also bring an extra set of clothes just in case I want to change. They're in there. Extra set of shoes, a hat, some salty snacks, some utensils, stuff to have a little picnic.